Thank you, President Margaret. And we have with us five wonderful students from the GRSP program. And as Hilliard just remarked, one of the avenues of service for Rotary is promoting world peace. And that is the purpose of GRSP, the Georgia Rotary Student Program. Also on the program, just happens to be visiting and watching, is our GRSP statewide program director, Catherine Fields. And there she is waving. And she is just listening in to this program. This is the third time that we have had this, the last of which was in February of 23. So it's been 3 years ago. But we have five GRSP alumni students, wonderful students. Three of them are from our club, and then one was sponsored by the Carpet City Club, and as well as conglomeration of Calhoun and Ringo and so forth. And then we have Elsa Helson's husband, Frederick Winther, from Denmark, and they met while they were fellow students here and have now married and have a baby that she'll probably be showing you. But he was sponsored by the Rotary Club of Blue Ridge, as well as several other clubs such as Lake Chautauqua and Gilmer and so forth. And so we have five alumni students who want to speak with you about what GRSP has meant to them. So we're going to start with Elsa Helston. She was in the class of 2013-14, and she is from Mölndal, Sweden, which is a suburb of Gothenburg, and she was sponsored by that Rotary Club of Mölndal. And of course, as I said, here she was sponsored by our club. And she's going to tell us about her year here in Dalton. And then later on, we'll be asking her about what's happening in her life now. But for right now, Elsa, tell us about what you remember of your year in 2013-14 here.
Of course. Hi everyone. It's so nice to see you, and I wish I could have
Hold
been.
on,
Wait just a minute.
Just a moment.
The volume is not up.
If we turn this on, we'll have to. Try it one more time.
Try to speak to us.
No.
Hello.
We're gonna have to use the mic. We're gonna get some feedback too.
You want me to turn my mic off?
Yeah, turn that one off. I have to turn this down. Okay, try that now.
Hello, hello.
Talk again.
Is it better? Hello? Can you hear me online?
Where's the speaker?
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Is it coming through?
No, it's coming through, but it's not loud. I've got to get it on the speaker. Try that.
Hello? Testing.
Is that okay?
Can you hear
Okay,
anything?
go ahead. Yes.
Is it loud enough?
Yes.
Okay, good. Hello everyone, good afternoon. I really wish I could have been in the room with you, but this is also great to see you. Yeah, my name is Elsa. My last name is Winter. It used to be Helston until last year when I got married. I come from Sweden, like John said, and I was 19 and 20 years old when I came to Georgia. My host family was John and Agnes Richmond, and my trustee at the time was Bill Bowen. My club president at the time was Chuck Dobbins. So that's some background information from the time that I was here. And then John asked me to think about what impressed me the most when I was in the program. And I must say it was really impressive how comprehensive the program is. GRSP is just so well organized and well thought through. Everything from the student weekends that are really amazing to the hospitality of all the Rotarians that really go out of their way to make the students feel comfortable and feel at home and have a good experience. I remember when I first came, there was a long list of Rotarians from this club who wrote down their names in a way to offer both giving a dinner in their homes or offering us a ride to do a grocery run or anything else that we needed. And that's really a testament to how much hospitality there is in the Rotary Club and also in Georgians in general.
Thank you.
And then, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, just interrupt me if you have any questions or if you want me to mention something. But I was thinking back of all the memories from my time in Dalton, and it's super difficult to pinpoint a few things because I look back and I have 500 or 600 pictures from my year and a lot of blog posts, and there's just so much to take from. I can't believe how much I experienced in just 1 year, how many people I got to know, how many places I saw. It seemed like there was way more than those 24 hours in a day. I also had time to study. I had time to go to the gym and meet all kinds of people. So I was very, very active and had time to do a lot of things. I was, of course, at the campus, and then I was spending a lot of time with my neighbors at the campus. I was spending a lot of time with John and Agnes Richmond at their house. Then I was traveling both in Georgia and outside of Georgia, getting together with GRSP students from all over. So many things went on in that year. And one particular thing that I have a good memory of was my fellow GRSP student, Crystal, who was my roommate at the time. We really created a strong bond, and we're still best friends until today, and we talk almost every week. So that's really something that I cherish. And we're completely different. We're from different places of the world. She's Malaysian. She's really short and dark-haired, and I'm blonde. I'm from Sweden, but we just have so much fun together, and we met several times since then. So that's really
Yeah. Thank you. Let's hear from Frederick Mazur. He is also from Sweden. He was in the class of 2016-17 and was sponsored by the Stockholm Brahma Club. And of course, here he was sponsored by our club. Frederick, let's hear from you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hello everyone. Really nice to seeing some familiar faces in Georgia. As John said, my name is Frederick Mazur. I'm from Sweden, and I was a student 2016 to 2017. And I was 19 at the time when I got over to Dalton. And my host family was Larry and Connie Winter, and my GRSP trustee was John Richmond himself, and my district director, if I recall correctly, was Bill Bowen, and the club president, Bruce Satterfield. With the risk of repeating kind of what Elsa said, but the thing that like impressed me the most was really like the Southern hospitality and how friendly everyone was there. I'm not saying that Swedes are not nice, but it was like a completely different thing when I got to Georgia. I remember like it was never an issue if we wanted to go to see some friends like 2 hours away, which is in my mindset, that's a huge drive there. But all the Rotarians were always encouraging us. They would take us, they would drive back, and they would help us if we wanted to go grocery shopping and everything. And they really went like above and beyond to make us GRSP students have the best experience. So I think like that hospitality, and it's also like, I guess it's so deeply rooted in your core because you're like genuinely friendly. And it was, yeah, we were never bothering you, or at least I never felt like I was bothering anyone. They were always like, they're helping. So that was truly like remarkable. And some of my best memories, it's super difficult to like pinpoint, as Elsa said, but I remember so many things, and I have to like rate the GRSP stuff the highest. Like all the weekends when we got together, we had so much fun. People from all over the world coming together, talking about like all different kinds, and seeing like Georgia and experiencing like the whole state as well. That was so cool. And also I did some traveling with Torin, who was my fellow GRSP student in Dalton. We did some traveling and we met up with other GRSP students in like Washington and in Miami and so on. And it was yeah, just the connections that they were so easy to make friends from all over the world. I say that's like my best memories, everything I shared with them.
Thank you very much, Frederick. The next will be Marianne Maisie Murphy. She is from Scotland. She was a class of 15-16, and she was sponsored by the Rotary Club of Portobello. I think that's a suburb of Edinburgh. And her GRSP sponsoring group was the Carpet City Club, as well as I said, Calhoun and Somerville, Ringgold, and so forth. Maisie?
Hello. So as John said, I was sponsored by the Morning Club and a few of the other clubs, and I'm from Edinburgh in Scotland. So that was 10 years ago, I think now, that I was in the GRSP programme, so from 2015 to 16. I was very lucky. I had sort of two host families, so Jackie Killings and Amy Grammer, as well as Clarissa, your guys' student from Germany. So I spent a lot of time with her, obviously, as we were roommates at Dalton, but also then with her host family, Gretchen and Mel Abernathy. So it was really nice to just have that full experience. And as the others have said, just have all these people so genuinely welcoming you and wanting to help you. I would definitely say for me, that is the best part of the experience, and what I remember the most is, yeah, the hospitality and the kindness shown by everyone. I think one story that I just love to tell people, because I think it just sort of wraps it all up and really describes that, is one of the weekends Clarissa and I were off college. We wanted to do a bit of a trip and kind of go for a bit of travelling, so we spoke with a couple of members of our different clubs and decided to go to Asheville. And so generously, someone actually offered their car to allow us to drive there. And luckily, Clarissa is used to driving on that side of the road, so she took the reins with that. And then before we got there and we were making plans, we actually reached out to Rotary Club in Asheville, and a member of their Rotary Club replied and said, you know, don't book a hotel, don't book an Airbnb, come and stay with me, and we'll show you Asheville for that weekend. So through that, we were able to connect with a whole other group of Rotarians, and I think that just really encapsulates what the whole year was like. And as we've already heard, that seems to be the case for everyone, just the generosity and the kindness from everyone, all the weekends, all these families opening up their home from us, really allowing us to, yeah, not only make these beautiful friendships with ourselves and our fellow GRSP students, but from all these people all over Georgia, which I just think has, yeah, been one of the most special experiences.
Thank you, Maisie. Next will be Gustav Dalsgaard Hansen from Denmark, now living in Norway, but he is in the class of 18-19 and is from Sæby, Denmark, and was sponsored by the Donninglund Rotary Club. Is that a reasonable pronunciation of that?
Absolutely flawless.
Take it away. Please proceed.
Thank you so much, John. I hope that you guys can hear me properly across the world. And it's so nice to see so many familiar faces. And I hope that you guys are all doing well. So, as John said, my name is Gustav Dalsgaard Hansen, and I'm from Denmark. And when I was in Georgia, it was the year of 2018 to 2019. So it's 7 going on almost 8 years ago, although sometimes it feels like it was just yesterday that I was there and enjoying the sweet tea and the Georgia barbecue and the Southern hospitality. And when I was in Georgia, I was 19 going on 20. I actually had the pleasure of celebrating my 20th birthday in Georgia. So that was quite a special occasion as well. Like John said, my Rotary club was the Dalton club, the Noon club, and my host family was, of course, the amazing Satterfields. Absolutely amazing host family. Hope you guys are doing well. And my trustee was, of course, John Richmond, and the club president was Gregory Dent at the time. And I think I sort of run the risk a little bit of repeating some of the things that have already been said by some of the other people, but I'll repeat it again because it's true and it bears repeating. That I think the thing that really impressed me the most was especially it was just the people in general that you meet when you go around, not just like in Georgia, but especially also like the you Rotarians who are in the room today. Southern hospitality is absolutely not just some like fancy term that you use to lure in tourists. It is it's a real and tangible thing that you see everywhere, that you feel everywhere. And everywhere I went, I would sort of find people welcoming me into their homes and into their lives and into their families. And I think that is such a powerful and important thing. Not just because it sort of shows you that you guys put interest and value into your fellow humans, but also because it sort of helps foster these values and helps instill them in other people as well. So I think in that sense, I think that was just so incredible to see. Also, like Frederick said, coming from Scandinavia, it's not sort of like an everyday part of the culture. So I think that was also like what you would call like a positive culture shock, I guess. And also when it comes to sort of the best memories of the year, I think that is incredibly difficult to pinpoint because it was just a year full of nonstop good memories. I think I will also repeat some of the things that have been said earlier about getting to travel with other GRSP students, getting to sort of spend time with people from other cultures, getting to see different parts of the US, but also just seeing parts of Georgia, which is, of course, as you know, absolutely beautiful. I think if I had to pinpoint one sort of really fun experience is it's what I mentioned earlier a little bit is celebrating my birthday in Georgia because I had my entire family come over from Denmark, my parents and all my siblings and my grandma coming to visit, and they were staying across Christmas, so it was sort of like a mini GRSP experience for them, and that was just so nice getting to see them and getting to celebrate in American context. So I think that's sort of the words I will put to my experience.
Thank you. And as Frederick Winther comes to the video camera, this is your first meeting with Frederick. He is Elsa's husband, and as I mentioned earlier, he was in the same GRSP class of 2013-14 with Elsa, and that's where they met, and they've been together since. Take it away, Frederick.
Yeah, thanks. So, hi, everybody. My name is Frederick as well. I was just taking care of our daughter. Oh, something just happened with the computer. Do you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, good. No, so I didn't hear everything that what kind of went on here because we have a 6-month-old daughter, so I was in the other room taking care of her. So please just, if something was already said, then just cut me off. But basically, great to meet you all. I was in Georgia in 2013-14, so this is really now a long time ago. And as John said, I met Elsa there. I'm from Denmark as well. Got to Georgia when I was 19 years old, the 2014 year. I had 4 clubs that sponsored me. They were kind of rotating around. So it was Blue Ridge, Gilmer County in LJ, Lake Chattooga, Hiwassee, and Union County. My host family was Barbara and Don Ellis, and my trustee was Phil Cook. Yeah, and I'm probably going to echo a lot of what the other people have already said. I could imagine at least. But one of the things that really impressed me while I was there was, I'm 100% sure everybody has said this, but people's openness and people's really willingness to make you feel at home, being part of the Georgian way of life, so to say, that comes with both let's say the Americans, but actually also all the other GRSPs. Everybody is just really, really open to new experiences, to new perspectives. So thanks everybody for that. So that's really one thing that I really, really appreciated. I would also say, kind of thinking back to, and again, this is now several years ago, but really when I think back, it kind of feels like a dream that I got the opportunity to be in the US, of course, meeting my wife, having a GRSP baby, basically, but really, just having the ability to come across the pond and be in the US, basically living the dream, getting to learn so many things from both the Americans and from all other countries in the world through GRSP. I'm just thinking back, I think I went to 15 states, which is quite a lot, sometimes just for 5 minutes just to check it off. But really, I'm just thinking back to a year filled with support, filled with love, filled with a lot of, let's say, openness from everybody that I met. So it kind of feels like, well, it still feels like the second home to me.
Thank you, Frederick. Maybe you can get Elsa back in front of the camera again, and we'll go to our second question, which is to tell us about your life now and what all's happening in your world.
Yes, and we have a little baby girl here. This is Ida. She's 7 months old, and she's a GRSP baby. I guess there are a few of them, but not that many.
Dalton State sweatshirt on.
Yes, Dalton State. It's a 13-year-old sweater, but it's still holding up. I still wear it sometimes, but not on a daily basis to keep it looking fresh. But I'm 31 now. I'm married to Frederick, who presented just before me. I got a bachelor's in chemical engineering when I got back, and then a master's in applied chemistry from the Technical University of Denmark. So I live in Denmark now, even though I was born and raised in Sweden. Right now, I'm on maternity leave for this little one. She's a super happy and well-behaved baby, so I'm really enjoying it. I get to spend my days growing with her and learning about her. When I'm not on maternity leave, I work as a team leader in a pharmaceutical company, and I'm the leader of a few chemists who work on defining quality control methods for materials going into production. Then John asked us to think about how GRSP impacts us to this day, and it sure does a lot. First of all, through my family, not only Frederick and Ida, but also John and Agnes Richmond, who I truly see as my family also. They were at our wedding last year, and we also have yearly Christmas calls, and we met up on numerous occasions. So it's a second set of parents for me, but also a second set of grandparents for her, which is truly a blessing. Something else that impacts me is how GRSP made me grow as a person. And what it did to me is that it made me really good at feeling comfortable in new situations where I don't know people, and it makes me feel at home in new places pretty fast. It helps me collaborate well with people from across cultures, with different backgrounds and different opinions and personalities. And that helps me both in my everyday life and also as a leader at work, where I'm good at collaborating with different people and seeing different perspectives. And I have GRSP to thank for that. Other than Frederick, I still catch up with some other GRSP alumni. I mentioned Crystal before. We catch up on a weekly basis. And then I have other good friends that I still am in contact with. And the people that I'm not in frequent contact with, I still feel that I can reach out to when I'm visiting their country. So that's given me a huge network of people to meet. And everybody that you write out to are always very excited to see you again. So I have so many good friends from across the world, which is so nice. The last thing we were asked to think about was if there's any Georgian food that we miss and if we still eat it today. And I have to mention the hashed browns from Waffle House as my go-to favorite, especially late at night when you're just really hungry. I don't eat it that often now, but I try to make it every once in a while at home, even though it's really not the same as in Waffle House. So that was all from me for this time, and I want to just finish off by saying a huge thank you to all the Rotarians of the club for giving me this opportunity to become a GRSP student 13 years ago, which is a long time ago, but it's really close to me and impacts me a lot. So thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Ida.
Bye.
Frederick, how about the same question? Frederick Mazur, how about telling us about what's happening in your life now?
Yeah, absolutely. So after my year in Dalton, I moved back home to Stockholm, and I have been here since. I'm turning 29 pretty soon. So it's unbelievable to think that it's almost 10 years since I came to Georgia. And I live in downtown Stockholm right now with my girlfriend. We bought a very, very small apartment with American standards there, but we like it. And so after coming back, I started my studies in Sweden. So I have a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and a master's in mechatronics, which is basically a mix of software engineering, mechanical engineering, and software development. And all of that was in Stockholm at the Royal Institute of Technology. And yeah, after my studies, I started working. And last time I spoke, I worked at Scania at R&D with the data collection for self-driving trucks. And I was there for 3 years, but actually 10 months ago, I changed job. So I started to work with my father, who started a small company called Matpriskollen, which is basically a company gathering all the prices and campaigns from the grocery industry and providing it to the people via website and application. So we help people save money, but then also we package the data and sell it to producers. So there I work as a technical lead, which is basically a software developer. That's what I enjoy the most, but also I help with like prioritizing and seeing what missions we should do next, basically to grow the business. And as I also said, I mean, GRSP had a huge impact on me. I think I realized it kind of when I got into my working life, how much I really grew during my years, because at Scania, just in my team, we were 10 people, but from 6 different countries. And that was kind of like a mini GRSP on its own. And it was really great. And I got that whole feeling with different cultures coming together and collaborating so well. And I think like the foundation for that was really made during my stay in Georgia. And also now, I mean, working with software. You work with people from all over the world. We have a partnership with an American company now. So I work kind of closely with one guy in New Mexico and one in Seattle and one in Washington. And yeah, it's really, really great that you can work and collaborate with people from all over the world. And besides that, I mean, yeah, I made friends for life during GRSP. I still keep in touch with some of them. Torin, who was the other student, we have a little back and forth communication going on. And also, I mean, the timing will sound too good to be true, but I promise that it is. Like this morning, our group chat of Swedish GRSP students, which has been cold for 9 years, pinged. So we're booking a dinner in Stockholm right now because all of us live there, and a Welsh girl is moving to Stockholm, so we're coming together and going out for dinner, which is unbelievable that the timing fit like on the day with this thing. But that is really, yeah, that is really great with the GRSP, that you meet people from all over the world and you connect with them, even though it might not be on a daily basis, but you have the connections everywhere. And yeah, the last thing was food. I remember last time I got a lot of laughs because I said the food I missed the most is grits. I might have changed my answer now. I think grits was a reason to eat melted butter, but I still have like a kind of weird answer. I'm not typically a breakfast person, but I got a real craving for biscuit and gravy. And I remember like the Oakwood Cafe in Dalton had like a great biscuit and gravy, and I missed that, and I tried to explain it for my girlfriend here at home, like what it was. But then when I started to explain it, I saw like she just looked disgusted. So I guess I have to go to Georgia to have it again.
Thank you, Frederick. Maisie?
Hello. So as John said, that was 10 years ago that I was the GRSP student. So I was 18, turning 19. So at the moment I'm 28, about to turn 29. When I returned from Georgia, I moved to Dundee, which is a small city in the sort of east of Scotland, and I went to the University of Dundee, where I studied anatomical science. So I graduated in 2020, right as we went into lockdown, which was not quite the kind of graduation that I expected. And after that, I moved to Glasgow and attended university, and I am now a biology teacher, so a high school science teacher. This will be my 4th year of doing that, and I am now permanent at the school that I'm working at, which is really lovely, and I really enjoy it. It's a really great job. I love working with all the different people and all the different kids, and I think similarly to as the others said, that sort of ability to work with and just meet so many people was definitely helped along the way with being in Georgia. I think that's really impacted me as well with my ability to kind of share all those experiences with the kids that I teach as well, and try and really encourage them to do what we all did, which is sign up for this completely new experience and just go and try all these things and meet all these new people and just really get the most out of everything you can in life. Similarly, I've made the most amazing friends from my year in Dalton. I still keep in touch with a lot of friends that I made from college, as well as the GRSP programme. As I mentioned, Clarissa was my roommate at the time. We've had several trips to kind of visit each other between Scotland and Germany, and we are hoping to kind of plan a trip for the end of this year as well to just have another catch up. I also would, now that it's been 10 years, would love to plan a trip to come back to Georgia. That's something my parents never had the chance to come over when I was there, so it's something they're really eager to come and see as well, because I also still talk about it so much. But I guess, this year Scotland has gotten to the World Cup for the first time in a long time, so we thought there'll be enough Scottish people visiting America just now, so we'll do it another year. In terms of food, I really tried to think about this. I just could not pick one. I think we got to try so many different things. One thing I guess that I did think about that I wish we did have one in Scotland was a Chick-fil-A. So I'll say that would be one.
Thank you, Maisie. Gustav.
Yes, so I am 27 years old now, and after I moved back to Denmark, quite many different things happened. I first moved to Aarhus to study political science, Aarhus in Denmark. I did my bachelor's degree first, and then afterwards I just continued on and did my master's. also in political science. And then during my master's, I actually did exchange in Ljubljana in Slovenia. So I lived there for 6 months, got to experience a little bit of like Southeastern Europe. So I sort of kept the exchange mindset and the trend going in that sense. And then during the last semester of my master's, I did an internship at the Danish embassy in Helsinki in Finland. And so I was there for 6 months initially, and then I actually got hired on to be a project assistant for an additional 3 months because there was a state visit from the Danish King and Queen to Finland last March. So I helped organize that. It was the first state visit from Denmark to Finland in 52 years. So it was quite a lot of work and quite a historic occasion, but it was really cool to be able to participate and help plan that. And then after that, my contract expired. And then I was thinking, okay, well, what do I do now? And then a job opened up at the Danish embassy in Oslo, in Norway. So that is where I'm calling to you from now. Like John said, I'm living in Oslo, Norway, and have lived here since June of last year. And I am a political advisor at the embassy. So I sort of advise the ambassador on foreign policy, all sorts of different policy matters, both in the Nordic region, but also beyond. I think it's a really cool job. I think you get to do lots of really, really interesting things. Obviously, lots of things going on right now in foreign policy. So it's definitely an interesting time to be in the foreign service. But I just think that it's such a rewarding job. You get to work with so many different policy areas and meet so many different people across the world and across the Nordics. I think that's absolutely one of the things that I sort of carry with me from the GRSP times is that one of the most important impacts of the GRSP and Rotary in general is fostering world understanding and sort of understanding between cultures and between nations, especially between people who might not necessarily believe the same things that you yourself do. And I think learning to sort of understand other people and other cultures is really, really important. It's something that the earlier you learn in life, the better, and it's extremely useful, and it's absolutely something that I carry with me every single day of my working life. And then I think I will echo some of what the others said as well, in that the personal growth is also like a really big thing of the GRSP program. For many of us, this is not just the first time living abroad, but it's also the first time living alone abroad. And the first time living alone, period. It definitely was for me, at least. And I think that being able to do that sort of in the context of the GRSP, where there's so many people around you helping you, it's absolutely amazing. And then also getting to meet and understand new cultures at the same time, I think it's just like a perfect mix of everything that you would want. I do sometimes I do still have contact with some of the other GRSP alumni since I left the US. I talked to Mathilde Illum for quite some time because we lived in the same city in Aarhus after we both moved back to Denmark. She was the same GRSP year as myself. And then I also still talk to my former roommate and fellow GRSP alumni, David from Scotland, which some of you might remember. We still talk from time to time. And I actually think the last time we talked was when Scotland won over Denmark in football a couple of months ago. So that was a happy opportunity for him, not so happy for me, but for the Danish national football team. But it was good to reconnect nonetheless. And then on the topic of Georgia food that I miss, I actually think that one of the things that I still to this day like vividly can remember what it tastes like is the banana pudding that you used to have at the meetings. And I think that there might be a little bit of a weird choice, but I missed that, and I think that was absolutely excellent. And then also sweet tea. Actually, I thought that sweet tea was really, really good, and that's also not in everybody's tastes. But I think that was absolutely excellent. So I think that's some of the things that I carry with me. I think that I will also just conclude and say a huge thanks to everybody who's here today in the room, but also everybody in general who helps keep this program going. I think it's so important to everybody who's involved in it, and I think that's such a huge credit has to go out to all of you who put such a huge amount of work in the program and making it work.
Thank you, Gustav. Frederick Winther.
Yeah, great. Tell me, John, how are we on time? Then I'll cut a bit.
We're very short, but we'd
Okay.
still like to hear from you.
Yeah, okay, great. But No, but I'll echo a lot of what people are saying here as well. What I do today, I studied at Copenhagen Business School, so I'm a business student. I went to Sydney for an exchange as well, so kind of also kept that going a little bit. Today, I work also in a pharmaceutical company, the same actually as Elsa, where I work in supply chain. So
Which is
coordinating with
the world's largest pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, so probably you know some of the products like Ozempic, but basically I work with senior management on supply demand decisions. But for what GRSP has also done to me is also fostering the world understanding that Gustav is also talking about. It's really when I hear about a country on the news, Pakistan, India, you name it, I think about the people, that I met in the US. Like I don't think too much, and about the country. Yeah, I really think about the people that I met there. And I think one of the things that this program does really, really well, which is really unique. It is really, putting a really humanizing, say, face on the world. So you really do understand and learn to understand the different perspectives that there are in the world. You might not agree with it, but you at least learn to understand it. So I think this is a really, really unique opportunity for anybody leaning into this program. And then I'll just kind of go to the alumni meetup. We also meet up once in a while. I've been to Scotland for New Year's and so on. And I'm thinking about, Maisie, you took kind of my food as well, Chick-fil-A. That was also my go-to. I don't have it here in Denmark, unfortunately, but I'm craving that a little bit now. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, this is Rotary's, Georgia Rotary's effort to promote world peace and understanding. What do you think we're doing? Good job? Catherine, do you have any remarks? You're muted.
Yes, sorry. So I just want to say that I love hearing from alumni, and I also just went to Oslo to speak to their district conference for Rotary. So I had just a great time, and Gustav, you'll be hearing from me later because I have a side project about that. But all of you, I just want to say you're such ambassadors, and to take the time to give back to the club. Dalton already knows they're one of my favorites, and they're under such great leadership, and I appreciate all of that. And Christian, you're in good hands because they're such a great group that both the college and the club works together to make sure the student has. And I say this all the time, because it doesn't have to be that you went to the biggest college in Georgia, as long as you built community, and that's what each of you have shown. Because I really get offended when so many students will be like, oh, can you transfer me to the University of Georgia? Well, guess what? Both myself and my child got in and went other places, and we had a great time where we were. So I just feel like you are where you're meant to be. And I can't say enough about just each of you being ambassadors coming on the program. And we will celebrate 80 years in Savannah this August for Conclave, and because of students like each of you who just remind us that we do select some of the brightest and the best, and they go on to be world changers. And I am just so encouraged by each of you and your stories that you shared.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret. I'll turn it back over to you, but want to say to the students, thank you for your time and your participation and your ambassadorship to the program and for your country.